Okay, hopefully that went well for you. So what I now want you to do is I want you to do another future kind of reading. So before we did the free card reading for the next 3 days, but what I want you to do now is not so much, you want to have a specific question in mind, which is going to be a right or a wrong answer. It's not going to be, I can kind of make that fit. So whether it would be predicting the outcome of an election, whether it be predicting, you're doing a prediction that's going to be something that is going to definitely happen or not happen. So if we think of in terms of an election, if you've got a politics election, or even if there's some sort of vote or something like that going on in work, whatever, what I want you to do is I want you to try and predict the outcome of that. If you don't have anything like that that's currently going on and you've looked at the news and that sort of thing, then have a little look at something sports wise, something like that you kind of have a rough idea of. If you understand a little bit of football, try and predict the outcome of a football match. If you don't know a lot about sports, then pick an easy thing like, when it comes to gambling or something like that, pick horse racing. Because you know that the horse, obviously, the first horse that finishes is going to be the one that wins. And if you have the list of participants, then see if you can predict which one is going to win. So we're making a prediction. There's going to be a definitely solid yes or no answer. Did I get it right? Did I not get it right? In terms of how you're going to do that, well, I'm going to allow you and get you to pick the method. What type of spread are you going to use? So some ideas might be, if I have 4 horses and we're thinking of the race, what I want to do is I want the characteristics and the strengths of those 4 horses. I want to be able to see the 4 horses. So we've got horse number 1, horse number 2, horse number 3, and horse number 4. So you would apply these obviously to the different horses. So you've got them all in a row. Okay, is there any of them that pick that comes out to you? This one to me shows a lot of victory. That looks victorious, that horse. That one is showing work, a lot of hard work. That one is showing retirement, because that man's just sat there and surrounded by dogs and that. That one's showing not a lot, she's just sat there. So out of these, I'm going to break things down. I'm going to say that one to me isn't very lucky. That doesn't really seem like much is going on. She's just kind of, to me, sat there not doing a lot. So I'm going to say, don't like that one. I'm not drawn to that. That one, the word retirement springs to mind. Now, how do horses retire? Would they retire if the horse has won the race, so they can't go any further, so they retire the horse? That one's a victory. So is that a victory for that horse? What's going on? This hard work, the hard work that horse is putting in, is that hard work going to win the race? So now what I'm going to do is we've got rid of any of the ones that we really have a big feeling that is a no, and we're going to expand on these. So this retirement one, we want to know, is he retiring because he has won the race? Is this one retiring because he's won the race? So I might do a yes or a no. That one, no. That one is being retired because of injury. So I'm going to say that's a no. He's injured. That means he's not going to win. Put him away. We're left with 2 horses. This one that seems to think victory. This one that seems to think a lot of hard work. Either of those perhaps can win. So when we're looking at these, I'm going to pick 2 cards to open up these ones. We've got this one and we've got that one. Okay? So what's happening now? So we've got the victory. We've got some sort of a payout. We've got money exchanging hands. Yeah? What is exchanging hands? Is this person being paid their winnings? Or is it the fact that they no longer have any money because they've gambled it all, so therefore they're needing to beg for their money. What's going on there? This one is leaving. Why are they leaving? You know, are they leaving because they won the race and they don't have to do this anymore? Are they going off in a huff? Is this trophies for winning the race and you're going off and turning your back on it? What is the overall feeling behind these cards? What impressions are you getting? Now, when you get this, you'll see that even though both of these impressions, they're a little bit confusing. Like, I've probably confused you with this one because I said, well, he could be being paid his winnings, but at the same time, he could be the person that is asking, oh no, please, 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 I need to pay the mortgage this month. I don't have any more money left. I put all of my money on this horse. This horse is not good. You know, this one could be, well, I've won so much, this is boring for me now. Or it could be, I'm walking away, I've turned my back on the trophy because there was no hope in me winning. So what do? You're confused. Now, sometimes people would decide to draw another card and put another card there. Remember the technique where I said reevaluate and change the meanings. So if we reevaluate, these are rubbish, so we'll take those out of the way. There's that one, and there's that one, and this one. So reevaluate the meanings. Now you've moved the cards around. When you move the cards and change the layout of them, it can kind of trick the mind into thinking that you've pulled new cards. Now we've still got the same, so we've still got those two cards applying to one horse, those two cards applying to another horse. And now obviously we're going to reevaluate the situation. So what is going on now? Well, now I'm seeing a picture of going from one to the other. What I'm seeing here is I'm seeing money changing hands and then victory happening. I feel that we should be going that way in time. So I'm seeing money and victory. With this one, I'm seeing anger. I've lost out on this. I'm walking away from that, and now it's back to the drawing board. So this is a no, I didn't win the race, which means that whatever one that I decided this horse was at the beginning, this is the one that I think's going to win. Now imagine it's not a horse, imagine it's a politician, and you put the politicians out and work in depth. You see, starting to think in more organically and outside of the box. Now when it comes to picking these things, what you're essentially doing, because I know it's really difficult, and when you read a book on tarot or something like that, what is going to happen is they're going to give you a spread. They're going to say, you need to do this spread for that. You need to do this spread for that. But what you're essentially doing, if you look back to signifier cards and making a card significant, is putting your options on a plate, essentially. So if you've got politicians, put those politicians out. Which ones are you drawn to? What are they revealing about it? If you've got various different options to choose from. If you're picking sports or something like that and it's a football match, then you're going to have one that's going to win, another that's going to win, or they're going to draw. So you've got 3 possible outcomes. Possibly, I mean, the match might be called off as well, so that's 4 possible outcomes. So, you know, in terms of that situation, what am I doing? Am I thinking of what's going to happen? Am I going to be as bold as to say, what's the outcome of the match? And try to delve into and using the technique where we go into that one card and imagine it moving. What's he looking at? That card to me is now panning over and I'm seeing the football match take place. I'm seeing the judge, the referee here. You know, that sort of thing. What am I seeing next? What's happening next? Well, I see someone that's not particularly happy, so I see a loser, which means that A, the match hasn't been called off, and B, there's no draw. There's definitely a winner and a loser to this match. Am I going to pick another card to tell me further along the story? Or am I going to re-evaluate the situation? Well, I'm going to try and re-evaluate the situation just using these 2 cards. Unfortunately, my mind is still drawn. I'm not getting any new images come from here. I'm still getting the referee viewing the match, someone not very happy because they've lost the match. So I will decide to pick another card because of that. I see a winner. What winner do I see? Well, look into the winner card. What does this represent? Does this red, is that appearing in the uniform of the winner? You know, what football team has red in their uniform? What can you see if you take this card and look at the two teams? Which one does this card represent? Well, if you decide that, then you've probably picked your winner. If you don't know, then open it up and just pick the extra card. What happens now? Blend the two together. What are you seeing? I get rid of those ones. What do you see with those two meanings when you're implying a winner? To me, I'm still seeing that this is a winner card. This is a loser card, but I'm seeing something that's drawing my attention behind that. What I'm seeing here is some sort of fixtures. So like a tournament in football or something like that. Championship, I don't know what you'd call it. I'm not really into football, if I'm honest with you. There's like one team beats another team beats another team, and then the winner from that one and the winner from that one face each other. What do you see? What's going on here? You see, so reading into the situation to find out what's going on. I'm doing this all completely organically. I'm not relying on specific spreads. Now, if you wanted to, you could try the Celtic Cross. Or another way of looking at it is if it's two teams, what you could try to do would be to play out the game. So if we're taking football again, we can have team 1, team 2, the first half of the game for team 1, the first half of the game for team 2, the second half for team 2, and then the outcome. So what we could do is read in. So team 1 in the first one, they're looking pretty good. They're doing all right. Team 2, they're kind of thinking, oh well, I'm really looking to the future. We really need to make sure that this second half goes well for us. You know, it's not over yet, but we need to really start thinking about tactics and stuff like that. The second half for this one, well, they're victorious. They're drinking their sorrows. So what does it mean? It means this one has won the cup and this one is not doing very well. This team won. That team didn't win. So whatever card you picked originally to represent that team up here, team 1, that would be the one that you'd think about. Now, when it comes to gambling and things like that, I know 1 or 2 psychics like to put, and I used to do this, you can make money doing this. No, I shouldn't tell you that actually. Don't gamble. Gamble's bad. Gambling's bad. Download an app or get a dice or something like that. Something that's random. Whether it's a dice. Personally, when I used to teach classes on tarot, when it was face-to-face, we would take people to casinos or get a casino wheel. And what we'd do is say, I want you to predict which colour is going to come up on the casino wheel. So on the casino wheel, you've either got black, red, or green. Okay, so you're going to say, is it black, red, or green? Is it black, red, or green? And then you try and look into the cards to see what this card represents. And then what you would do is you take the money and you'd make that bet. And then if you lost your money, you didn't predict correctly, but you knew obviously what the outcome is, so you can then go back to this card and say, well, why did I get it wrong? What is it that I'm looking at? If you're really, really good, then you could try and predict the number that it comes up with. But when it comes to gambling on a roulette table, for example, and you're talking red or black, then it's near enough, on a European table anyway, is near enough a 50-50 chance. So, you know, try that and then start predicting what number it's going to land on, that sort of thing. If you have a dice, then roll the, you know, think, or, you know, tell a friend or something like that, or throw the dice up into the corner, don't look at it, and then predict what it did land on, and then go and look at the dice. Flip a coin, hide it, and then what was your prediction? Ooh. What's your prediction? That one. What is that? That's heads. The Justice looks like a kind of like a king figure, so that would be heads. Is it heads? Look at the coin. What are you saying? Making predictions. These are kind of practical things. So we want simple, practical predictions that you're going to utilize all of the skills that you've done, and you're going to play around. At the end of the day, it is a tarot course, so you have to actually do this to make it work. So you're going to, once you've done it successfully, take a different approach. If you did the team thing of putting your teams down and going for it that way, okay, now do it again for a different game or a different team or a different election or a different, you know, roulette spin or something like that. But take a different approach. Instead of putting it out this way, see if you can utilize the method where you just pick one card and open that card up and see what you see. It's difficult, but the whole point of this is time. Practice really does make perfect. You've learned an awful lot of different techniques, and it's now a case of perfecting them and applying them. So that concludes the basic tarot series. What we're going to do is that we do have a Patreon for Thoth Witchcraft Mystery School, where we go into more detail, more and more detail, but that's a subscription based thing. So if you do feel like you'd really like to be more involved and go deeper and deeper into using cards and things like that and other forms of magic, check out the other videos that we have. We have the Witchcraft Live Facebook group, which has a lot of free resources for people. But then we have more advanced practices and a lot of more stuff for professionals on our Patreon. But we go into a lot of detail with that, so we don't tend to put things like that out for free because you never quite know who's watching. And some of the details we go into, because we don't just teach tarot, we teach lots of different forms of magic. So we teach an entire course on professional witchcraft, professional psychic work, that sort of thing. A lot of the details there is what some of those things that you can't really necessarily go into in a public way, and that there are a lot more advanced techniques. So it's difficult until we can assure people are really serious and you're going to implement the things that we tell them to implement. They need that kind of knowledge base. So head over to Witchcraft Live Facebook group if you're interested in magic and witchcraft, the absolute basics. Check out some more of the videos on Thoth TV, the YouTube channel. And of course, check out our website, thothwitchcraft.com. All of the links are on the thothwitchcraft.com. Obviously, we do many things, including events. We do physical tarot classes where you can come and meet us and sit you down. We do consultations. We do so much stuff. It's unbelievable, and I can't really tell you all what's going on here. But definitely, if you don't know where to go, head to the thothwitchcraft.com website. And thanks.